going to teach you the topic matter in our surroundings. First, for learning this lesson, we need to know what is matter. Matter, anything that has mass and occupies space is known as matter. Then we need to know what are the characteristics of matter. Characteristics of matter. Matter are very, very small. They cannot be seen through naked eyes. The second one, they have space between them. Then, particles of matter continuously move in their surroundings. Particles of matter attract each other. We go further. There are three kinds of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. We'll go in detail each of them. Solid. Solid have fixed volume. Solid cannot be easily compressed. Solids have high density. Solid does not flow. Particles of matter do not have space between them. That is why they are so rigid and hard, so we cannot break it. Example, ice, wood, etc. Going into the second state of matter, liquid. Liquid have fixed density but no fixed shape. Liquid cannot be easily compressed. Liquid are moderately dense. Liquids generally flow. Particles of liquid have more kinetic energy because they have space between them, so they are not rigid. Example, milk, water, etc. Now coming to the third state of matter, gas. Gas have neither no fixed volume nor fixed shape. Gases can be very easily compressed. For example, our daily using compressed natural gas, which is compressed in a cylinder. Gases can easily flow. Particles of gas have very high density because they have less rigidity and can easily flow, so there is continuous movement in particles of them. For example, carbon dioxide, air, oxygen, etc. Now coming to next, we will go further. Now I'm going to teach you about main important things, melting point. In changing of matter, melting point is very important. For example, ice melts into water. How does it melt? There is heat produced. That is why the particles of ice break down into and become liquid. And now I'll give you an exact definition of it. The temperature at which a solid melts to become a liquid at room temperature and in atmospheric pressure is known as melting point. And if you test this, you can go and test it well. While changing of matter, if you keep a thermometer, the heat will not increase or decrease while changing of matter. After changing of matter, even when you supply fire, this is known as latent heat. Because while you're supplying heat, the heat is used to break down particles and convert into liquid. This is known as latent heat. Now coming to another important boiling point. Now I'll give a definition of it. The temperature at which liquid starts boiling into gas at atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. No, I'm going to the next topic. Everyone has a doubt. What is the difference between boiling and evaporation? Now I'll give a clear example of it. Boiling. Boiling is a process of a substance changing its form from liquid state to gaseous state. Now evaporation. Evaporation is which substance change its form from liquids to gaseous without boiling. So only the upper part gets evaporated. Now boiling is very fast, but evaporation is very slow. There are differences of it. Boiling. Bubbles are formed because of overheating, because through the whole part of the water gets boiled. Evaporation does not form bubbles because only the top part of the top part of the water gets evaporated. So the whole part is not getting heated. That's why there is no bubbles in evaporation. As I said, it occurs throughout the liquid. But in evaporation, it does not occur, which is known as surface phenomenon. And for boiling, we need source such as heat, fire, gas, etc. But for evaporation, its surface is enough, and heat is produced from sun. No, I'm going to say the factors affecting evaporation. Surface area. The rate of evaporation increase in surface. If the surface is more, evaporation is more. Next, temperature. As you all know, if the temperature is cool, there is less evaporation. If the temperature is very hot, think it is a hot day, around 40 degrees. The water easily gets evaporated. So that is why some areas don't have water in summer, because they easily get evaporated. Next, humidity. Humidity. If you have more humidity, there will be a decrease in evaporation. Now coming to the last factor, wind speed. Think of a day which is having no wind. Dry your clothes on the day which is not having wind. You will see that the clothes will not dry as soon as you think. But think of a day with lots of wind speed. Your clothes will easily get dried. This is one of very common example we can showing that wind speed affects evaporation. Thank you. Today is enough.